Now to our series Going the Distance as we try to help families navigate the challenges that come with distance learning.
Yeah, parents have had to take on the role of teacher at home, which is not easy, and it can be a struggle to set really all the proper boundaries. Joining us this morning is Betsy Brown Braun, a child development and behavior specialist. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. You know, kids often have a different relationship with their parent versus their teacher. What advice can you give us for, when we have struggle to discipline the kids as a teacher, as a parent, to find that balance?
Well, actually, teachers don't have so much trouble with discipline with their kids. The truth of the matter is we have two different kids, one at school and one at home.
Right.
And I think it's certainly normal and everybody struggles with this. Wearing two different hats is literally and figuratively what is a good idea, especially with your younger kids. I mean, literally saying, this is my teacher hat. I'm your teacher today. Or I'm mom. But I think having the conversation with your younger kids about being two different people will actually be quite helpful. With your older kids, and I'm saying middle schoolers on through high school, you can really sit down and have the conversation and explain your struggle and what your plan is, what you're going to do about it. They will get it.
Yeah. And Betsy, we do have some questions from our viewers that we want to share with you. One parent says, I am in teenage hell. I have a 14-year-old girl who knows everything.
Oh, man.
Remote learning is not the answer for kids who need consistency and to be in an actual classroom. Betsy, we know this is a very broad topic here, but what advice do you have for folks who have teenagers? We know teens can be a little bit tough to deal with.
Well, first of all, my condolences. Teenagers are really tricky. And by the way, she's 14. Of course she knows everything. That's her job. My best advice for this is to sit down with your child and involve him or her, your teenage child, with the plan. Get the feedback. When a child buys into, participates in the decisions that you're making about what's going to go on or what needs to go on, setting goals together, you're going to be much more likely to get the response that you're hoping for.
Right. Here's a question that I got on Instagram. How can parents find acceptance for doing the best that they can under these circumstances? It has not been easy to be a teacher at home. And how can we just accept the circumstances?
Well, I'm not exactly sure how to help each person find acceptance, but I would say that sooner or later, you're going to give up because we can only do the best we can do. And if it helps this parent at all to say, it's really okay to be imperfect. Nobody is doing a perfect job at this.
And Betsy, another viewer asks, how many breaks should I give my child? Does this really depend on the grade level?
Well, it depends not only on the grade level, but it depends on your particular child's temperament and personality and your child's development. It is said that a human being can sit for 20 minutes and concentrate well, and after 20 minutes, you need a break. So I would take it from there, and I would, again, watch your child at first, pay attention to when he starts to get fidgety or she gets fidgety, and let her have a break then. But be careful with your breaks. They shouldn't be so vastly different from what your child is doing that coming back to school becomes difficult. You'll notice how schools do it. They have a giant break and they have smaller breaks. So I would mirror what they do in school.
Great advice, great ideas. Thank you so much for all of your advice. We're trying to help parents get through this really difficult time and just do the best that we can.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Betsy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. So what do you think, Belen?